right, welcome guys. We are going to get some news going in. God, I hate hearing myself. There's like an echo right here. I
¿Ya
think this
empezaste?
is- Sí.
¿Y hoy lo vas a hacer sin camisa?
Sí, ¿por qué no? ¿No puedo?
Sí, pero pregunto, pues la último video fue súper elegante y hoy sin camisa.
No, pues es que quería hacer otro. It doesn't matter. Anyways, all right, today's April 27th. So we'll talk about, starting off, we'll talk about some interesting stock market stuff. Nothing too heavy. I just thought this was interesting within the world of semiconductors and AI. Skywater and IonQ merger. I know IonQ was very hyped up. I don't know what somebody like throws out these big words like hyperscaler and semiconductor. I don't know any of that BS. Data centers, whatever that means. I think they do something like with quantum computing. I'm not that smart. Talk about oil prices, Bitcoin price. I mean, you guys read this crap. We're gonna go through it. Let's go through it together. All right. Starting off with the IonQ. Let's see, maybe we can learn something together. So IonQ and a semiconductor founder with Skywater. Interesting, yeah. So they basically do like they're not like the super good guys at doing what they do. I think like what is it? Samsung does some like 2 nanometer size semiconductors. I don't even know if that's what I'd call it. Here's my cat, guys. There, come say hello. Hey, Chicho. Oh, I'm sorry. He's got a cone of shame because he's injured. Yeah, he's good. We're taking him to the vet tomorrow. He's got an abscess. We cleaned it out, but let's see how long he wants to stay here for. But you need to give me a little bit. See, he's got like he doesn't know how to manage the cone of shame yet. Anyways, you guys are free to take a pause and read through this. You guys can probably find these articles yourself. Interesting. I mean, it's weird. It's like a merger, but it's not really a merger. It's like they're basically just giving them their stock at like $20 IonQ to Skywater. Yeah, I mean, you can read the most recent LSI does. Well, I don't know if that's necessary. Anyways, yeah, this is a massive deal for IonQ. I know the people who really liked it, who hyped it up. They probably pretty happy about this. Anyways, we'll go to oil futures. That's what really matters. Talking about crude oil within what? We've been seeing this steady price go up ever since we got down from that fake, ceasefire, peace talk, blah, blah, blah. Obvious BS. I mean, we might get back to the 120s eventually. We might slowly, peter our way up there. Anyways, these are future contracts, so... Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been pumping up this past month, not doing so well on the year, let's say. Why does it say it's up on the year in the green? It says it's green. It's up on the 5-year, yeah, but like, whatever. Yeah, so Bitcoin's sitting at 77. Now let's get into the news. All right. So we'll start off with what we're going to start off. Iran leaves Pakistan early. Yeah, so they kind of just were like, what is guys, Ariachi? I don't know, mariachi. This guy right here, he's kind of based, honestly. He's a cool dude. Based. He's probably not really. He's the head of the IRGC. I don't know if he's the head of IRGC, but he works with them, and they're pretty messed up. So the Basiji, I don't know what they are. Them too, pretty bad. Anyways, he left the talks early. Pakistan seems like they're struggling to hold this thing together, and they really Iran's not like, screw you, Pakistan, but they're more like they can see that Pakistan is kind of taking the side of the United States, especially with these recent UN remarks that happened today. I don't feel like playing you a video. It's kind of boring. The UN doesn't really mean anything, but you can kind of get a sense of where these countries lie, and who they kind of like want to back or who they have allegiance to. And it just seems like Pakistan is kind of like just always pushing Iran to come to the table and not, telling America, well, you need to change this and that, because it seems like the Iranians are pretty, pretty hard on that one thing or this other thing. It seems like Pakistan is just trying to convince Iran to accept it. Could be wrong. Moving on, let's see what Trump shooting. Oh, we gotta stop talking about the Trump shooting. Look, it looks fake to me. I mean, I feel like any normal sane person, even the Pennsylvania stuff, the Butler, gosh, it's either these officers are like complete degenerate, like losers and don't understand a single crap about anything, or this was an inside job. And yeah, I'm not one to think that Trump is necessarily an idiot. I actually think he's probably he's not a smart guy, but I think the people around him are possibly smart. I think, I think they know what they're doing, and they know how to control the narrative very well. And you can see, like, as soon as he gets shot, he's like, or this supposed assassination attempt occurs, he's out there talking about, like, oh, well, we need a ballroom, we need this. And guess what happened just a week before the ballroom, before that incident? Well, the Supreme Court was like, no, that ballroom cannot be built. Needs to go through Congress at least, something like that. And so now he gets this perfect, oh, well, look how bad it was. And all, like, the Stooges, too, came out within, like, 10, within, like, 10 minutes of it occurring. And we're like, this is why we need a ballroom. Yeah, and, like, with the same line, the same way of saying it, 300 different influencers were saying the same thing, right? Crazy. I mean, he came out, like, 2 hours later and was like, I need a safe ballroom, which is kind of crazy. Okay, moving on. We'll see. We'll get to that one soon. Yeah, is it legit? I don't think it's legit. I mean, I think it was fake. Crazy lightning. Yeah, there's been some crazy lightning going on. This is going to move into something else that is really, really interesting. And I know this gets into the realm of conspiracy theory. And I mean, you could probably put me on that boat as a conspiracy theorist, quote unquote. But gosh, it just seems odd that, I mean, it looks like we're getting punished by God, if anything, But there's been some heavy storms. There's a heavy storm right now where I'm at. Some bad storms coming in. The liberal hoax strikes again. I like this. Yeah, I don't even want to read this. I don't know. But I think this does play into this next thing that I'm going to talk about, and it's this notion that Iran says that basically they got water, they got a crap ton of water after they struck a bunch of, like, what they called weather manipulating stations, like radars and blah blah, that attacked the ionosphere. And, like, dude, once again, above my pay grade. I don't understand this crap. Look, I'm not somebody who, like, looks up at the sky and goes like chemtrails. I mean, I don't know much about it, but I doubt those are things that are being used to, like, put the man down. I just don't. I think that's just, like, literal jet fuel exhaust, and it's probably not good for the environment too. It probably pokes holes into the atmosphere, so it's probably still bad. Those chemtrails are probably not the best. I don't know. But once again, like, this is just, like, really weird that as soon as this is occurring, now they're getting, like, crazy amounts of water. Snow is coming down in certain parts. And just to corroborate this kind of notion that, well, we have been doing that. We tried to do that. So Operation Popeye, was an interesting one where we tried to play God. And we did it. So, I mean, if we were doing this in the 1960s and the 70s, imagine how good we are doing it now. And it goes once again into that conspiracy lane, and to, like, that arc that, like, what did they say, the Jews control the weather. I mean, it would be absolutely hilarious if in this timeline it ends up being that there's, like, some Israeli radar system or something that's, like, doing something to the weather. Like, that would just be too funny. I wouldn't even know what to do with that, but that'd just be hilarious. And the United States, like I said, they've tried to do it. They've done it before. This guy. The man himself. Another guy from Israel. No, I don't know that. Man, it supposedly has ties to Netanyahu, like familial ties. Like they stayed together and like their families knew each other or something. I don't know much about it. But yeah, they're like doing so well that they're starting to eat donkeys, right? Like it's like crazy. Like you look at like the right wing influencers on the internet, they're like, look how well Argentina is doing. They're doing so great. And it's like, dude, why are they eating donkeys? Why is it's like 60% more expensive for beef? Yeah. So these people are jokes. Also, they like have some weird thing with the fire. It's going on over there. It's basically giving land like to Israel. They just burn it and then they give the land to them, which is so odd, but okay, whatevs. C'est la vie. Yeah, that's weird. I hope this guy gets what's coming. Anywho, moving on. Israeli strikes within Lebanon amid ongoing ceasefire. Kills 14. Yeah, see, like, there was no way, like, the United States can hold back Israel. We just can't. We say we can. I don't even know if we say we can. I mean, supposedly Trump said he can. He's like, they're gonna not do anything in Lebanon. But it's like they'll do whatever they want, and then they'll gaslight the United States government saying, oh, we didn't do that. And then the United States government will just, back them up. Like, yeah, they didn't do that. And it's like, there's a literal bomb. There's a hole in the ground and there's troops on the ground. It's like, oh, well, that was defensive strikes to stop Hezbollah. And like, it's like, gosh, the arguments never get better. They're literally the worst. Yeah. I don't even want to speak too much about it because I don't understand how people like, how there's people who support this rogue state that does this. It's just it's mind-boggling in my opinion. But anyways, moving on. I thought this was funny. So this was back in October 6, 2025. The Russian private this is just the Wagner declared they basically withdrew. But I don't know if you guys remember, like maybe like gosh, 2018, 2020, early times, that was like Wagner's like peak, and they were like doing the runs. Like there was like the biggest, it wasn't a private military. It was like what was the same like Blackwater? What were they called? Contractors essentially, right? So these were just contractors, but fall from grace. But going back to. They're leaving Africa. Like supposedly they can't hold themselves together over there. And the military effect in Ukraine. Ukraine's gonna be going through some crazy stuff this spring, especially through these renewed offensives that the Russians are doing. And the Ukrainians are just like relying less and less on manpower and more on like drones and robots and stuff like that. And that's a crazy thing. Think about it. There is some Russian out there who died from like a robot where no human was even close by. You see what I mean? Like imagine that. Imagine like you're in your trench and you just get like lit up by some what's that Black Mirror episode where the little dog thing is chasing, the little dog robot thing is chasing those. It's like a weird like cinematic like effect on the like lens and stuff like that, and it's like a black and white kind of deal. Anyways, that Black Mirror episode reminds me a lot of it. But just like imagine like you just get murked by a robot. Like you don't even get to see another human. It's just the route we're going to with Palantir and all these other, it's becoming like some weird techno dystopia. But I'm definitely glad we're living to see another week, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. Sorry for being late on the past uploads, but I will get back on it. Peace.